The season is about to meet its conclusion. Yo, what's happening, people? Welcome on in. Bienvenue, willkommen, welcome, namaste. Back to football therapy with me, your host. Yeah, that was a weird start. How you all doing? I hope you are all doing well. I really do hope that the final day of the Premier League season is tomorrow, Sunday. All the teams are playing, and there's still a lot to fight for in terms of European places. That's right, the Manchester clubs are nailed in first and second. The relegated clubs have all been relegated, but third and fourth are there to be scrapped for, the Europa League places to be scrapped for, and the Europa Conference. Remember that? Yes, the Europa Conference place is there to be avoided by everyone. Might take my hood down, I'm worried the mic is clipping. Cool, so Chelsea are of course playing Aston Villa away, and should they beat the villains, they will absolutely... I think they'll finish third. Yeah, they'll finish third regardless. So that's dope. Chelsea, their destiny's in their hands. Beat Aston Villa, finish third. Theoretically, Aston Villa have nothing to play for, and everything will be wicked. So this is your match preview, but perhaps it's not as easy as you'd originally think. Consider subscribing to this channel. Hey, only if you want to, my friends. Drop a like if you want to show your support, and let me quickly notify you about my other passion project I'm running, which is my second channel, Football Yannick. A lot of you have subscribed and shown your sweet love and support, so I'd like to thank you all for doing that if you have done so already. If not, consider clicking the link in the description to go and subscribe to Football Yannick for additional content that you might enjoy. Alright then, admin out of the way, let's get into today's match preview. Cool, so I'm thinking of implying in the thumbnail about the advantage that both Leicester and Liverpool have over Chelsea going into the final day in this race for the top four, and that is playing at home in front of home fans. Now, it's a massive advantage. I think all results, apart from Tottenham Hotspur and maybe Man United with that draw against Fulham, maybe largely down to the Glazer protest, all massively favoured the performances of the home teams as the fans were allowed back into stadia. So of course Leicester are playing at home against Tottenham Hotspur, and they'll want a performance after their loss to Chelsea, and of course they've won the FA Cup, so the spirit amongst the fans would be incredible, and Tottenham have been dismal. They were one of the aforementioned poor performers at home, so you'd imagine Leicester will beat Tottenham Hotspur at home with the full force of their fans behind them. Similarly, Liverpool will have fans at Anfield against a very, very beatable Crystal Palace, and we know Anfield, once it gets going with the fans, it can really lift the performance of the team, so that's an advantage for those other two teams going for the top four spots in Leicester and Liverpool. Now, Chelsea are of course playing away at Aston Villa, and they will welcome back their fans. Jack Grealish is back, they'll want to cheer him on, and he will be trying to put on a performance for England manager Gareth Southgate to prove his worth for the squad in the summer for the Euros. I mean, I'd bring him along regardless, but he'll probably feel like there's a certain level of shop window vibes there. Of the three teams going for the two Champions League spots, two of them have a home advantage and Chelsea don't. And we know it's not, it means something because we saw it against Leicester. We saw how Chelsea performed so well. It was a mistake that caused their goal, you know, the Kovacic mistake. Chelsea probably should have scored more. We absolutely battered Leicester in that game. And that was largely down to having the fans in the stadium. Yes, Aston Villa have nothing to play for in the season. I think they're nailed on their position now regardless. But they'll want to put a performance on for the fans for the last day of the season. That's an advantage, and it's going to be difficult for Chelsea Football Club to prevail. So I'm going to talk about this game a little bit more and give you a score prediction, but I want to run you through my personal predicted lineup, explain why, and we'll move on from there, so let's switch over screens. Right, here we go, the graphic next to me. Of course, Thomas Tuchel absolutely has to go all in on this game. There's no alternative. This is the security of top four. He's got two opportunities to secure the finances of Champions League football next season, and this is the most easiest one. Aston Villa with nothing to play for, as opposed to a Champions League final. Yes, you want to win the trophy, but finances are massively important for businesses like football clubs. So he has to go all in, and that means Edouard Mendy starts in goal as the first team goalkeeper, which seems to bring a lot of confidence in the players in front of him. Personally, I do see Thiago Silva being rested. I mean, he might start in the middle, but I think we'll see Christensen come back in to get game time, playing down through the middle, flanked by Antonio Rudiger, who was incredible last time out against Leicester, and I do see Cesar Azpilicueta returning to a right centre-back role in this instance. Now, left wing-back for the final 2 games of the season is a no-brainer for me. It absolutely has to be Ben Chilwell, who's looked really, really good. He was really good against Leicester in the cup final when he came off the bench, and then he was really good against them again when starting at Stamford Bridge. He absolutely has to start at left wing-back for me, and I want to see a little bit more dynamism in the right wing-back position, so I want to see Reece James. We've obviously seen such a different dynamic of that position. We've seen a much more defensively resolute right wing back in Azpilicueta, and we've seen an incredibly attacking right wing back in Callum Hudson-Odoi. I want to see Reece James back there. Yes, I think he's a really good right centre back, and who knows, that might be his position moving forwards to replace Azpilicueta. But for the moment, in this game, I'd quite like to see him at right wing back. Now, I've gone for a midfield duo of Jorginho and Kovacic. Yes, if you go all in, N'Golo Kante has to start. And if he's fit and 100% fit, then yeah, fair enough, play him. But I have a feeling because he's nursing this sort of nearly injury, he might come on as a sub and then of course start in the Champions League final. And this will also be a good opportunity for Tuchel to get some decent minutes into Mateo Kovacic, who looked wobbly off the bench last time out. So perhaps the start will do him good, get his match sharpness up. So if he's needed in the final to start or come off the bench, he's a lot more prepared, and of course he'll start with his partner Jorginho. Right, the front three is pretty easy for me to select. Yes, Kai Havertz is apparently fit, but he's sort of been in and out, even though he could be the solution for up front moving forwards. I think in terms of recent playtime, Mason Mount of course has to start this game and the Champions League final, Chelsea's player of the season of course, and I think Timo Werner has to start probably both games now, because he causes so many problems to opposition defenders and he creates so many problems for himself, Timo Werner, but that's all on him for the moment. He is integral to how Chelsea play. If you look at how we play with and without him, yes, he has meme moments and running offside and, missing sitters, but everything else in between, like the important gameplay stuff, he's kind of integral. So Timo Werner starts up front for me. Hakim Ziyech has been disappointing. I'm not sure we'd see Kai Havertz back in. I mean, Hudson-Odoi or Tammy Abraham could be sort of wild cards here, and, fair enough to the coach if he thinks they're good to put in, but I've gone for Pulisic, partnering Timo Werner as a pacey front two. Right, let's get rid of this screen and talk about the game a little bit more. Make no bones about it, boys and girls, this will not be an easy game. Sure, we'd love John Terry, the assistant coach of Aston Villa, to do us a favour and put, I don't know, Jack Grealish in goal, or recommend to Dean Smith that he does that, but it's probably not going to happen. The Aston Villa fans will love nothing more than having a performance on the final day at home in front of fans and spoiling the Chelsea party. Of course they will. It's going to be a very, very difficult game. I reckon it will be high octane because they'll want to put a show on for the fans, and Chelsea have to absolutely bring their A game. This is a cup final for them. They need to get much more up for this game than they were in the actual cup final they've recently played against Leicester, of course, at Wembley. I want to see high octane. I basically want to see the exact same thing we saw at Stamford Bridge the other day, but they need to raise to those levels, without the fans there to cheer them on, and in fact have opposition fans trying to boo them, bring them down and cheer their opposition on. So it's going to be very, very difficult, but I think the lineup I've selected can win, and I'm going to do a score prediction now. I think it's going to be tight. I think it's going to be squeaky bum time. I'm going to go for another, not that I predicted it before, but I'm going to go for a 2. I think I actually predicted a 2-0 win against Leicester. Probably should have been, apart from that Kovacic mistake. But I'm going to go for a 2-1 win here, away at Aston Villa, in front of their fans. A high pressure game. Of course, Chelsea could technically draw this game depending on what happens in the other games. I mean, they could technically lose it if the other two teams lose, which is highly unlikely. Thomas Tuchel spoke about managing the game if they're in a certain position and they know the other results. Like if they're drawing and both, or like Liverpool are losing by a 2-goal margin, you can be a bit clever and start to manage the game, but you can't think like that. You've got to go and win. I think we'll win 2-1. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Give me your score predictions and changes to my lineups. Drop a like and subscribe if you're new, if you want to show your support. And please do go check out Football Yannick by clicking the link in the description and subscribe to that channel too, if you want to. Thank you, my dear friends. Enjoy the football, and I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me bitch.